Hello, so this video we are going to talk about INFJs and how they can confidently back out of opportunities and business partnerships because it can be a lot of struggle when things aren't going well for them. And this video will talk about signs that they are struggling with this, what's going on with their personality type when that's happening, and most importantly, what to do with it. So how to change this situation for them so they're not carrying so much stress. So some signs. I am Amelia Hirschfield. I help INFJ leaders find the freedom and true freedom of being themselves in the world and show up in a way that is all of who they are versus part of who they are. So some signs that people are worried, people are stressed with this. So for the INFJ, you might be worried that people aren't going to respect you. You might be worried about losing business partnerships. You might feel like you're losing or potentially losing a position that you've worked hard to gain. So you're like, I've gotten into this group. It's good for my business. It's good for possible other opportunities. And if I back out, like, what's my position going to be in the group? And that can be really unsettling for the INFJ. They can be moving along with business opportunities or business options, and they realize they're going back and forth on, I don't know what I want to be doing. So they're saying should a lot. I should be doing this rather than I want to be doing this. So just watch what you're saying. Like if that should's popping up, that's a sign to pay attention and slow down and listen to yourself. You might be like, well, I've gotten this far. I put this much energy into it. It needs to keep going to the finish line. So it needs to just push it on through. You might be having inner battles with yourself. So your mind might be turbulent with this. You might not know what to do. You might know the right answer. You might feel like you have to keep pushing forward so everyone else can be happy, and you'll just be okay at the end when all of this gets sorted out. And all of this can cause anxiety. It can cause worrying. It can cause sleep disruption. So you might be thinking about this rather than sleeping. You might be really nice to everyone else, and then this is wearing you out in this opportunity. And then you go home and you're like erupting on your family because you're like, I'm exhausted and I'm dealing with this. And you might not want to be dealing with this deep down. And what is going on with your personality type is I don't have my mouse with me today. So this is the roundtable model for the INFJ, and the INFJ is in the middle here, roundtable model right there. So for the INFJ, they have 4 different parts of them. All Myers-Briggs types have the adult self, they have an inner parent, they have a 10-year-old inner child, and they have a 3-year-old inner child. And what makes the Myers-Briggs types different is how these 4 parts show up in these different roles that they play. So intuition for the INFJs are the most comfortable. Allows them to be kind of psychic with people, know what's going on, see patterns in the world. Their second most used part is the inner parent, and that is all about what's going on with other people, making sure that other people's needs are being met, understanding that and seeing how other people are contributing and wanting to honor and meet that, and being really kind to other people. And then the 10-year-old inner child here is this black and white part of them that's all about thinking. Either I know something or I don't. Either it makes sense or it doesn't. And it contributes to a lot of wanting to understand things and know things. So when INFJs are worried about backing out of opportunities and getting into opportunities that aren't right for them, there's a couple things that can be going on with their Myers-Briggs type. The first is their inner parent here can be focused on everyone else rather than them. So they're going, oh, this person is putting all this effort in. This person's putting all this effort in. I don't want to let these people down. I'm just going to keep pushing through. So it's focused on what everyone else is doing and feeling bad for other people if they think about, oh, this isn't right for me, or oh, this isn't the best opportunity for me, or oh, I don't really want to be doing this. So that can be overly focused on other people. And when it does that, it makes saying no much harder. It makes you quite anxious because you're like, I don't want to let other people down. And it can make you unhappy and unsatisfied because you're doing things for other people, not doing things for yourself, especially when you get into the middle of things and the project's halfway done. You're like, oh, this isn't right for me, but all these people have done all these things for this, and that I don't want to be the cause for this thing falling apart or hurting these people. So those are some of the voices and the feelings that part can bring up. This 10-year-old inner child is all about the black and white. So it's like, once I've started something, it needs to finish for me to keep going. So it's like, there is no middle ground. There is no getting off halfway. If I'm on it, I'm finishing it. And the problem with that too is you don't stop and look at, how am I feeling with this? How is this affecting me? And what exactly is this affecting me as? Is this lighting me up? Is it bringing me lots of opportunities? Am I enjoying it? Is this a good use of my time? It's really just focused on like getting it done and not focused on what you are going through and how you're dragging yourself through the process either, because INFJs have a tendency to leave themselves out of the equation and just focus on other people, especially when they're feeling bad about changing directions or not wanting to do the opportunity anymore. That can be really hard, and it can be really scary if they're feeling afraid of like, are these people going to like me after? And usually those voices come from this outward facing feeling part of them, focus on everyone else's needs. And then their 3-year-old inner child here is the censor, and that part's all about what they're experiencing right now, the information they're picking up, and they can go, oh, this person didn't respond to me in time. This is going to stress them out. It's going to let them down. So it's really important to remember that I understand this can be scary. And this is like what to do with this if you're in this situation and you're experiencing these things. These things can be scary. Putting yourself first is scary. Going after what you want is scary. It's nerve-wracking. It's like you have to be brave to forge your own path. You have to be brave to put yourself out there in new ways and follow your gut. But at the same time, you don't have to do it in a way that hurts other people, that lets people down, that puts people in situations that they're going to hurt themselves. So just because you're not wanting to do this anymore doesn't mean that it's going to hurt the other people. It doesn't mean that they're not going to like you. It doesn't mean that they aren't going to respect you anymore. It just means it's not right for you. And that's really all you need to say if that's how it feels for you. Deep down. So not focusing on other people, but feels for you as a person. Because what you are doing and your time and energy matters too. And if you're not looking after yourself, then who is? So just because this opportunity is like, if you're feeling like, oh, this isn't right for me, that's okay. If you figure out it is right for you, that's okay too. Doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean that these things aren't going to work anymore. You're never going to have another one. Because the more you focus on what you are good at, what you enjoy doing, the better you are going to be at showing up and saying yes to things, because that's what is most important. Doing things that are right for you, not doing things that are right for everyone else. And it's really important to tell that outward facing feeling part of you that like, it's okay to be scared. You don't know if you're going to get kicked out of the tribe, but do you want people to be kicked out of do you want to be around people that are going to kick you out of the tribe anyway? So, because that causes a lot of anxiety, that causes a lot of stress on the relationships, because you're like, I don't know where I stand with these people. If I do something wrong, am I out, or am I going to get ousted? And that creates a lot of uncertainty. And those relationships are really tough to find certain grounds. What I am saying is, if you're worried about that, that's okay, but you get to test this and see, is that fear real? Or is it just what you are feeling and you're not testing it? It's just feeling it or worrying about it, and you not doing anything about that fear, and that's on you. So you can change your mind if you want to, and you can keep going if you want to. It's up to you. You have a lot of decisions here and a lot of power here, even if it doesn't feel like it. So that is something to remind yourself of when you're in these situations. And it's okay to not know, because that 10-year-old inner child of yours likes to know the answer. It likes to know what to do. And when you don't know what to do, it can get quite stressed out. So it's okay to not know what to do. It's okay to follow what's right for you. And it's okay to be nervous about this, but at the same time, if you know what to say, if you know how to if you know how to follow your path, this gets a lot easier. So that is really what to do about this in a nutshell. And there's lots of things that can trip people up with that. So if you're over worrying about losing sleep from the business opportunities that you are seeing and nervous about losing, book a call with me. Let's look at how you're contributing to this and how you can change this, because if you can do things differently, you'll get different results, and you can feel a lot more calm inside. Because there's no need to have the anxiety, there's no need to have the pressure, there's no need to have the worry in these situations. So book a call with me. Website's ameliaharshfield.com, and I will see you on the next video.